Let's go to our panel now. And Tim Blair's back from the US and he's back with the Daily Telegraph. And Mark Nicholson from Stepmates Studios joins us again. Good to speak to you again, gentlemen, because I think people around the nation will be relieved you're back together to solve the problems of the world. I actually wanted to start off our discussion today with a cartoon, and it's from a cartoonist we don't normally highlight. It's Kathy Wilcox, who does cartoons for the Sydney Morning Herald. No, this is Johannes Leek. You lose that one. You've stolen the punchline. Lose that one. Honestly, please, can we go to the Kathy Wilcox cartoon? No, look, they've stuffed it up now. Honestly. To talk about chalk and cheese. Now, Johannes cuts through. This is Kathy Wilcox, who's the typical virtue signalling lefty, and there's no joke in this cartoon. She's just sad about Albanese not doing enough on climate change or on other issues around. And the writing above there says that he's made himself such a small target, he doesn't know what he's for or against anymore. So when we eventually get to that cartoon, Tim, my point here is it shows that we all know how badly Albanese and his government are going, but even the lefty, can we please put Johannes Leek away? Honestly. Now, it shows that even the left, the virtue signalling woke left, they've lost faith in him as well.
I think they Labor supporters have this tradition, don't they? I mean, I go right back to, say, 1983 when Hawke won, and within probably 6 or 7 weeks, my Labor comrades, because I was a Labor guy at the time, I was being hit all over the place with, Hawke's just a figurehead of the multinationals. And as soon as they win, they start losing. And they've done this. They gave poor Alabo a little bit of grace. They gave him, a year or so, and now they're turning on him. And there we go. Can we have another look at that Bill Leek, that Johannes Leek cartoon again? I missed it the first time around.
We'll come back to it in a moment. But the thing is, Mark, of course, now these. Oh, God.
Yes, I love it.
I am running this show, I tell you what, this is great.
Johannes, don't send us the cartoon anymore, mate. It creates too much confusion. I just want to stay on this thought for a moment, Mark. The point here is the left want Albo to do all these crazy things, right? They want him to do more on climate change or what shut the country down or whatever. But the point is that still the disaffection is there on both sides of the aisle. By trying to stand where he thinks in the middle and do nothing, he's not pleasing anybody.
Well, that's right. Yeah, when you dance along on the fence, eventually you're going to fall over. But this is what happens when politics becomes a game of winning elections, not actually knowing how to implement policy and govern. That's a big disconnect that's happened. Like, we all knew that Albo was going to disappoint the people that voted for him, the 33% of people that voted for him, but they didn't know that yet. It was big, wide sweeping promises, and honestly, it could happen to a better bloke. He probably woke up this morning, opened up the Sydney Morning Herald, thought, yep, it's the only publication he can read, and he just spat his coffee out, went, Jody, cancel my Sydney Morning Herald subscription now.
I tell you what, if somebody were to offer me a job for $1.5 million a year, I'm pretty certain I'd take it, no matter what it was. So I don't think it was a tough choice for Bill Shorten today. Now, this brings me to Bill Shorten and the Johannes Leek cartoon. Why don't we bring that up? Why don't we bring that up for now and talk about it? I've been a bit worried that I've been too mean to Bill Shorten, saying that he left us with a horrible NDIS and that he's a rat leaving a sinking ship. Well, this is exactly how Johannes sees it. He's got the NDIS on flames and sinking, and Albo's off with a rat on the University of Canberra, and he's telling us all that he's very pained to head off into the sunset.
Well, mate, Chris. Yeah, mate. Chris, I've heard otherwise. I've heard that he's quit politics to spend more time with his next family.
Oh, that's cruel. That's
a cruel person would say, yes.
He's got a good gig, hasn't he, Mark? $1.5 million.
He's done very well, and the big news today as well was just how many students that we're bringing into the country. It does seem like this is a bit of a buddy deal that the government and the university sector have got going on. It's all part of this big scam, this big Ponzi scheme that's going on. But hey, I'm actually a big fan of Bill. I've known Bill for years. We did a video back in the day for Bill, believe it or not. He's made the right move here.
Well said. So sounds like you are now the visiting professor of animation at the University of Canberra. Well done. Well done.